Hi, my name is John and I like trains. This is going to be a short video slideshow about my O-scale train layout that I've been working on over the past year. The layout is based on trains that I see in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's not meant to be prototypical. It's just meant to be able to run trains for my own amusement. When I started, I was constrained by the size of my room, which was finished in my basement, and it's 22 feet by 14 feet. And it has closets on one end, a large doorway on one end, and a couple other doorways along the side. So I had to design a layout that would fit within this room size and give me access to all the doorways that had to be opened and closed. The other thing that I decided on when I started this layout is that it was going to be O-scale. I like the larger size trains, and I realized that they take up more space and I would really be better off with a larger layout, but the room is what it is, and so I decided on O-scale. The other thing that I decided on right away was that someday I'm going to be moving from this house, and I'm going to have to get this train out of my basement and either move it to a new location or be able to sell it to somebody so that they can move it. So I built the layout using modules of 4 feet to 6 feet in width, and I can show you a picture of how the modules work out with the layout. They're mostly 4 by 4 squares, but some of them are 4 by 6 feet. And they're all bolted together with the legs bolted on, and nothing is attached to the walls. So that when it comes time to move this layout, I can undo the bolts, pull the modules apart, separate the track at the nearest track separation, and I'll be able to carry these pieces up my stairs and take them someplace else. The other thing I realized right away, that being O-scale, I was going to have large curves, because O-scale trains just don't look good going around small turns, and some of the locomotives just won't go around the small curves. So I tried to stay as big as possible with my curves, and they're mostly 081 and 072 curves. And I decided to use sectional track. The reason being that I couldn't make up my mind how I wanted the track layout to go, so the sectional track allowed me to pull it apart and put it back together again in different configurations until I was happy with it. I used the railroad track program, RR Track, and it has all the pieces in a database, so I could add and subtract curves and turnouts and straight pieces on the computer until I got things to fit the way I wanted them to fit. Like I said before, this is not a prototypical layout. It's just designed to get as much train running into a layout in the space that I have, just so I can have fun running trains. I also wanted lots of storage tracks, so I built in a large yard area so I can have trains and pieces of trains stored and ready to go on the siding tracks. I'm going to show you a series of pictures of how this worked out as I was building the layout. I'm going to show you the track diagram because I think it might be helpful. When I started planning my layout, I went to YouTube and I watched lots of videos on other people's layouts, and one thing I didn't find much of was pictures of the layout in its entirety. Mostly what you see are bits and pieces and close-ups of the layout. So I decided that I'd show you the whole layout. I would show you my track plan, and maybe it would be helpful to somebody that was just starting out. So that's about all for now for my first video. This is my first ever YouTube video, and I hope to follow this up with another one within a couple of weeks, showing the progress and showing how I'm going to be adding some mountains and tunnels to two ends of the layout. So I hope you find this interesting. If you have questions or comments, please list them below and I'll try to respond to each one. Thanks for watching. Bye.